What's up, CineNerds?
Hola, I'm Ryan.
And I'm JP. And today, Ryan, was it me or you? It was kind of a
Yeah, you
collab.
kind of you suggested it on our last podcast. You were talking about Scream Queens, and it popped in my head, and I was like, you know what, that would be an awesome episode. So here we
So,
are.
yeah, so here we're going to do our top five Scream Queens. So, here we are. Before we dive into this, please share this video. Share any flyers, anything that are on our Facebook pages, or share it at CineNerdsPodcast.com. Sharing helps us tremendously to help build this. So, we don't have paid sponsors. We're not, you know, getting paid for this or in any shape or
Yeah,
form.
we're
You
just looking
know,
to get reach. We need reach to expand our horizons, people, and it starts with you. Okay.
so yeah.
Oh, and you know what? This is a good time to talk about my 1 minute reviews for the 31 days of horror that I've been doing too, since we're in October and we're doing all these. So if you haven't caught up yet, go on the Nerdy Viking TikTok or the CineNerds TikTok. I put the reels also on Instagram and Facebook, but every day I've done a 1 minute review and we're keeping up with it. I think I'm getting ready to go into a new movie tonight for that, which you'll see tomorrow. But exciting stuff.
Yeah, and I've been posting those on our YouTube channel as well. So they're
Oh,
they're
nice.
they're they're everywhere.
Nice. I love it. I love it. I love it. Let's get into these Scream Queens.
All right. You want to go first? You want me to go first?
Since you sparked it, I'll go first.
Okay. Uh,
um, so this one, first of all, I got to start this whole list by just saying this. This is all subjective, all opinionated. Everyone's going to have their own likes, dislikes. I feel like JP and I might have some similar ones, but JP also has a very unique taste in some movies, so
and that's
we'll
the
see.
thing. That's the thing because I could almost make two or three separate types of Scream
Right,
Queen
right.
list because I could do my favorites. I could do my favorites within low budget genre. I could do my favorites, with different types of horror Scream Queens, because there are different ones I love for different reasons that like I couldn't put this one on a mainstream,
So,
list.
so
Yeah,
w-
so
when
it's
when I look at like whenever we go into these top fives, my big thing is I instantly default to top 100 scream queens for like for instance for this and just look at those for refreshers of people I may or may not remember or forget. So yes, this is to me it's my top 5 favorite, but to your point, there's so many like amazing scream queens who are considered scream queens, but they have only had like these small moments in cinema. You know what I mean? But they're very worthy and very they qualify, but it's subjective. It's to each their own and their own opinion.
and I also my top five list, I will say, I made the decision I was not going to put a Scream Queen that was only in one movie or maybe two. I was like, I can't compare them to a Scream Queen that has 5 or 10 movies. So if they only had one movie, even though they were great, I did not include them in my top five.
That's fair. That's fair. That's always definitely a big consideration for me. And my top five is primarily made of old schoolers, but the new schoolers found places in the honorable mentions for sure. So let's dig into it. So sitting at number 5 for me, and some people may argue this might be some people's top. I don't know, but for me, she's definitely a top 5, and she's my fifth spot. Janet Leigh with Psycho, The Fog, H2O. She's just a classic. I mean, she. There's other people that came before her, but that shower sequence in Psycho really defined her in this genre and set new standards. I feel for what a scream was and what horror meant within that scream. I love a good scream, and she definitely crushed in that sequence.
But Janet Leigh is the original, as far as I'm concerned. She is the original. She's fantastic. Did not include her on my list though.
I had to just because of that was almost like that one was almost like if I didn't, I felt like I was shamed.
I thought about it, but I was like, you know what? I'm going to take the shame. Did not even include her on my honorable mentions, even though I can openly admit she's the original, and God, that original Psycho, Jesus, that was one of the greatest scenes ever in horror. Um, but for me, she wasn't. She wasn't up there.
I get it. I get it. Well, what's your number five, JP?
So my number five is probably one of my all-time favorite scream queens. If not, she could have easily went from number five to number one for me.
I feel like I know this one, but go ahead.
And God, I love her so much. She is so fantastic. Jennifer Tilly.
Wow. I didn't even think about her.
Jennifer Tilly. I mean, just what she has done with Bride of Chucky, Seed of Chucky, Cold of Chucky, um, the Chucky series, the entire Chucky franchise that she's been in. You know, she's been in four films and what is it? Three? I think it's three seasons of Chucky. There was.
Was she? I don't. Wasn't she only in the second and third season? Or maybe.
She popped in and
Yeah,
out.
yeah,
Yeah, she
yeah,
popped in
yeah.
and out. But she has been, you know, Chucky's wife for multiple films and multiple episodes of a TV series. And man, Jennifer Tilly is just fantastic. You know, she's so beautiful and she embodies Tiffany so perfect. You know, that role was made, I mean, just built for her. She was built for that role. And you know, again, she's my number five, but at any given time, you guys know my love for the Child's Play series and Chucky. She could be easily be my number one.
I don't. I like I said, didn't even think of her. Maybe I'd give her an honorable mention, but not for me. But I understand your love. I get it. All right. So I guess it's over to me already. We got number four for me. Um, this one is because as a young boy, I saw the movie Swamp Thing, and I developed quite the crush on this woman at a young age. But Adrienne Barbeau, um, The Fog, Creepshow, Swamp Thing, Tales of Halloween. I mean, she is awesome. And when I was a little kid, I like literally I put this woman next to Carrie Fisher from when I saw Star Wars for the first time because Swamp Thing was so rad, and I don't know what it was about her because she's kind of like when at the end of the day, she's kind of a plain looking woman. Nothing like she's definitely beautiful, but I don't know what it was. I was just like, that's a hot lady right there, and I just thought she was amazing. And every movie I've seen her in has really, really always been good. And she's captivating. She's a good actress. She's got it.
I almost, she wasn't going to make my top five, but I almost included her in my honorable mentions for every film you just named. You know, I loved her and I loved the films that she did, but she was never one of my, another one that just was never one of my favorites. But I get why she's on your list.
As
So
you should.
yeah, and like I said, because I considered having her on as an honorable mention. So my number four, and you said you stayed to a lot of classic scream queens. My number four is not a classic. She is a modern scream queen, Mia Goth.
Really?
I love Mia, and I think she's great. And she's already got a massive filmography. You know, I mean, between we know her as X and Pearl and Maxine, but she's getting ready to pop up in the Frankenstein movie. She's in A Cure for Wellness. She's in Suspiria remake. She has been all over the place within the horror genre, and I love Mia Goth and Maxine. I love fucking Maxine.
Don't say anything. Don't say anything. So I watched what's the first one that came out? Was it X?
X
So
X
I've only seen X. I have not seen Maxine, and I haven't seen the prequel one,
Pearl. Yeah.
Pearl. Yeah. So I haven't seen either of those, and I really got to see those because
So
I really did like X.
I will not give anything away for you since you have not watched them. But Maxine was my favorite of the series. Like I fucking love the aesthetic, the '80s aesthetic, because it was an '80s film, and um, man, Maxine is so good, and I loved X, and I love Pearl, but God, I mean Maxine is just absolutely fucking amazing. You know, the soundtrack's great. The vibe of the film is great with the whole '80s thing. The tie-in between X and Maxine is so good. The actors, the cast. I mean, it's amazing. But she is a badass. That's like Jesus. She's such a fucking badass. In Maxine, but she becomes a badass in kind of all those films that she's in. But she has to work to get there. You know, I really, really, really love what she's doing, and I'm excited to see what she does in the Frankenstein film.
I'm actually kind of shocked you put her above Tilly.
Yeah, I am too.
All right, so as we know, Ryan has indecision issues, and so 3 is a tie. So I didn't see a way to put either of these at second or first place for me, but they definitely couldn't be fourth or fifth. So they both fell into 3. I've got Linda Blair and Heather Langenkamp. And I mean, Exorcist and Nightmare on Elm Street, Jesus, just that in itself is just amazing. And then Heather was also in Shocker and Midnight Club, and I just yeah, I and Linda Blair just man, there's something about these two that is like haunting almost when you see them on screen and come in. And even when I feel like the only good qualities of some of the later Freddy movies was when we'd get Nancy to come back and reprise her role. So I love these two. I couldn't decide between the two of them. Yeah, that's my third place.
both, both in my honorable mentions. Not my top five. Linda Blair almost made my top five because I'm such a big Exorcist fan. I love the original Exorcist, and I'm probably one of the few people because everybody disses the Heretic, Exorcist 2. I fucking love the Heretic. I think the cinematography in the Heretic is top tier. I fucking love that film. So she almost made my top five. So
You know what? You just inspired me. I'm going to add The Exorcist 2 to my end of my last half of this leg of the 31 days of horror reviews because why not?
that film
Yeah, no,
that film gets so much hate. I love that film, and if you go back and watch it, pay attention to the cinematography in that film, dude. It's so good.
see. You know what? So I have a weird thing going on with these reviews right now. I found myself going down a werewolf rabbit hole. So I've seen a lot of werewolf movies and I've seen a lot of rewatches. So movies where you and I have chatted about them where I watch one time and then I haven't watched it again for 20 or 30 years, I'm watching again. And I guess you'll just have to watch these reviews, people, to see what I'm saying. But some good things happen where I'm at right now.
Please, for the love of God, if you're diving into werewolf, tell me you went on Tubi and watched
No, I didn't watch
Curse.
the goddamn werewolves. I swear to God, and he's probably gonna like we don't listen, we don't Jesus, sorry. We don't decide our movies by just like agreeing on them. Like it's like JP gets a pick, I get a pick, and we go back and forth like that. And that way we know we're seeing what we want to see and maybe making the other person uncomfortable. I know at some point, and Megan's probably dying in the comments right now too. I know at some point he's gonna make me watch the Queer Wolf movie, whatever it is. What's the full name, JP?
Curse of the Queer Wolf.
There you go. Yeah, I just the title alone just doesn't scream at all to me.
He wears a John Wayne necklace to try to keep the queer wolf away.
Yeah, no, none of that's winning me over. I'm good.
All right, so we're at my number three. So, but yeah, Linda Blair, Heather, both were in my honorable mentions. Uh, so yeah, my number three, another new modern scream queen.
Listen, before you go any further, because I don't know who you're going to say, I'm just throwing it out there that I feel within my heart and soul, and I'm calling it out. I don't care. I'm going ahead here. Sorry if I cockblock you here, but Samara Weaving's going to be in here, and so is Nev Campbell, right? Anyways, go ahead. What's your 3?
So my number three is Samara Weaving.
Yeah, you know what? She's in my honorable mention. I do love her. You even won me over with the religious dystopian future one, and yeah. So tell
Yeah,
me why.
I mean Samara Weaving, just like Mia Goth, Samara's done films that I enjoy more than Mia as a modern horror icon. I mean, we just did Ready or Not. I mean, you've obviously, if you listen to that episode, you saw my love for the film of Ready or Not because I rated that one really fucking high. The Babysitter movies. Oh, I lost Ryan. His video's gone. Where'd it go? He popped out. So I'm gonna keep going. Maybe. Hmm. Decisions. He's gonna pop back in, and I'm gonna have to bring him back into the episode. Uh, uh,
Did I drop out or did you fall out?
Hang on. Let me get you added back in. All right. So yeah, no, you dropped out.
My bad. That's I've
Yeah,
got other kids in the house playing video games. They're probably taking up all my broadband.
yeah. No, you dropped. I just kept talking and rambling and started to keep on with what I was going to say,
You
but
said the babysitter, and then I lost you.
that's where I stopped. But I went to a rambling after that. So the babysitter. I mean, we know my love for Ray or not, but the babysitter movies. You know, the babysitter killer queen. They're on Netflix. Have you watched those films?
Yeah.
Dude, I love those films. Like they're so bonkers. They're insane. But you know, she's got uh uh, Guns Akimbo, Azrael, which we reviewed. I fucking love that. She was also the opening kill in Scream 6. Mayhem. Did you ever see Mayhem with her?
That's with the dude from Walking Dead,
Yep.
right? Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah. Like she has just already got a huge catalog of horror. She's already a horror icon within the Scream Queens, you know, and she is my number three. I think Samara Weaving is just fantastic, you know, and she's so believable in her screams, you know, and just like we were talking about in Ready or Not, I had mentioned when she was doing the scene where her hand goes into the nail, you believed that she was in pain, you
Hmm.
know, the emotion in her face. I just think that she's so fucking good at what she's doing with these films.
Yeah, I've become a steady fan of hers. Ready or Not, I told you I watched it once and then we rewatched when we did it recently, and um, I think that movie kind of really established her for me. Like, yes, I like all the other movies we've talked about, but like she's crushing it. She's doing great. She's a modern one for me for sure. I'd put her in front of Mia Goth easily as well.
Oh yeah, easily. She's easily ahead of Mia.
All right, number two.
We're
I
just
mean,
moving on through them.
we are. Don't worry. Well, I'm sure we'll ramble here in some way, shape, or form. This one's an easy one. I think that this goes without question. Jamie Lee Curtis. I got to give credit where it's due because like we talked about Janet Lee before, and Janet Lee is awesome, and she definitely is known to have been the person who started all for Scream Queens, even though there's some others. But I think if nothing else, Jamie Lee Curtis redefined it and put a new intensity about it because I in recent watches of Halloween, I just really had to give respect to her sequences in the filming because she commits to those screams. Those screams, you feel them like they're great, and so I can't ever deny what she did in in that realm and how she helped those movies go forward and pave the way.
And I love Jamie Lee, and what she did with Carpenter. I mean, absolutely fucking amazing. She deserves to be on any list. When it comes to horror in general. So yeah. So my number two,
Nev.
and I'm surprised that this one hasn't been mentioned. So this one isn't a modern. This is a old school scream queen, horror icon. Still putting horror films out now. Dee Wallace, and you look
Give me.
confused.
I do. Give me the character.
Wow, Dee Wallace is in so many fucking horror
I
films.
know. I know who it
She's
is. I just I'm
she
not.
she she was the mother in Cujo. She was the mother in
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Critters.
Oh yeah. Oh no no. I totally
She
remember this. Actually, you know what? I lied. I do have her. Uh, no, I have a co person for her in Critters. My bad.
she was the main actress in the Howl in the original Howling. She was in
Oh,
the Hills. She's in the Hills Have Eyes. She is this fucking psycho killer girlfriend in the
you know what's
Frighteners.
funny? I
Uh,
just read her name when I was reviewing The Howling. I know her name, and I said it in my review, and I don't know why I just spaced. Maybe being up since 5 a.m. has done it for me.
yeah,
I'm dumb.
and I loved her in the Frighteners. Opposite of Jake Busey. She was so good in that. Um, she has popped up in everything. Popcorn, the movie Popcorn. She's popped in Three from Hell. She is still doing horror, and she started in the 70s. Like, she is so iconic as a scream queen and a horror queen. Uh, you can't. To me, she is the epitome of horror. Like, she is it. Like, I love Dee Wallace, and
I,
I've met Dee. And Dee is an absolute sweetheart. Like, she is just an amazing person to hang out and talk to.
my kids haunt me because you said I've met D, and I was instantly D's nuts. They anytime I say anything with a D in it, that is what I get out of my sons, and I feel like I failed them sometimes. But anyways, back to the howling thing. So two of the werewolf movies I watched were The Howling and then American Werewolf in London. And I think you and I think everyone that listens to those reviews are going to be very surprised at what happened after I watched both of them because I did them almost back to back.
Mhm.
And yeah, some things changed for me. That's all.
And the Dee Wallace at the end of the Howling is fantastic, iconic scene. With her turning into a werewolf on the news. It's
Well,
iconic.
but how about her sitting in a jerk room and the serial killer werewolf in the beginning?
Hmm.
Like all of that movie is
Yeah,
just
yeah.
so frick. So and forever until recently, I will just say that was my favorite werewolf movie of all time.
Yeah. Now the Howling is great. American Werewolf in London. Oh, you guys, I've mentioned on the podcast my love for American Werewolf in London. I mean, it has Nazi werewolves.
Dude, I know, and that was that dream sequence was something else. It was so good, and you know what? I also have to give credit to that movie for it's no nonsense. Gets right into the nuts and bolts. You got the Nazi werewolves. You have practical effects. Anyways, it's phenomenal, and the ending. I can't love an ending more abrupt and perfect than that.
Hmm.
So,
Oh man, we're down to our number ones.
all right, some
What
people
what
may.
what is mine gonna be?
I've already said it, haven't I? But we'll have to find out. We'll have to wait and find out. That's just my thought because I know your love for the movie Scream, but I don't know because who knows? Everything could be up in the air. But for me, number one was an easy one. She to me supersedes all the people I've already said on my list. And again, these are subject to the opinion of the individual. So I'm sorry if I offend anyone, but for me, Sigourney Weaver is taking my number one spot. I mean, you've got Ghostbusters, we got Aliens, Jesus, The Village, Cabin in the Woods even had a small part. I can go on and on forever with a list of Sigourney Weaver movies because there was an intensity about her when she started in her career, and there's a confidence too about her that was just untouched by any other female lead in my opinion. She just had this. She owned the screen when she was on the screen. Still does. Still, she's just amazing. So I would love to see her and Ridley appear, or not Ridley, there was somebody else. Somebody had written a screenplay, at least 50 pages worth of a screenplay of where Ripley would be right now in the alien universe if she was around. And Sigourney was, she said in an interview, she read those 50 pages and she couldn't imagine a for Ripley, and said she was not opposed to it, but she wants us down to keep writing that 50 pages out more before they got anywhere. That got me really excited to hear. So
And
yeah,
s- and Sigourney Weaver is an honorable mention for me. I agree. She is fucking phenomenal. You know, however, and the reason I did not put her on my top five and put her as an honorable mention is because by the time you get to Aliens and so on, Ripley becomes such an iconically strong character in the sci-fi genre that I compare, and I hate to exclude her from a Scream Queen because of it, but I did, but only because I compare her to characters like Rambo at the time versus, you know, uh, more of your Scream Queen type characters. I considered her this over the top action hero, um, which is amazing. I mean, and I say that with positivity. Not it's not a negative because I think that that was so iconic to have such a strong female character that you could compare to somebody like uh, an Arnold Schwarzenegger or a Sylvester Stallone, and Sigourney Weaver did it. Kind of like what's her name? Linda Hamilton did it with T2 as well. You know, she was such a strong female lead and character that that they became more action stars versus scream queens.
yeah, but I mean, the element of horror didn't disappear with her leads to me. So like, and a lot of people hate everything past Aliens and shit all over Alien Resurrection and all those movies. But like for me, like the sequence where Ripley's in the corridor and the alien's face to face with her, but can smell the other alien on her and
Mm-hmm.
pulls back, like that was such a fucking amazing and pure horror moment to me. I think that that was so real. I
I,
loved
th-
it.
I I've said for years that if they would do a recut of Resurrection, it would be amazing fucking because the concepts are there. It's
Yeah,
there.
for
You could
sure.
just they could recut that and make that a better film.
I agree. I like it. So what's your
So,
number one, buddy?
so my number one, who do you think it is?
Well, I already said Nev.
So you think I put Nev Campbell in my top five?
I do because of your love for the movie Scream. Now, before you judge me and you say some weird off the books other actress, I'm just going to tell you nobody thought Mia Goth was going in there. So let's see what you got.
So Nev Campbell is not my number one.
Ooh, okay, now I'm interested.
And I will go ahead and say, go ahead and toss this out there. Nev Campbell's my honorable mention solely because she only really had the Scream franchise. I don't really count The Craft. It's kind of, but whatever. Um,
She was more whiny in that.
and Scream, the first film, she was now. Don't get me wrong. The first film, Nev Campbell was amazing. Now she brought that type of character into Scream 2, Scream 3, Scream 4, Scream 5, then she would probably be in my top 5, if not my number 1, because of my love for Scream. However, I'm also realistic in the fact that Scream 2, Scream 3, Scream 4, Scream 5, Nev Campbell checked out of that film even more every film that went on. She checked out of that film. She was hardly there, and when she was, it was just I'm here for a paycheck, and she was just punching the fucking numbers going through them.
She
And she was the worst thing about a lot of those later films that she was in. I mean, you compare her to fucking uh, David Arquette with Dewey. Dewey was fucking amazing in those films.
I agree. I
Nev
agree.
was Nev was dialing it in. She was just punching the numbers.
I totally agree. I think she pad made it.
She did. She did. And I have to be my love of Scream. I have to be realistic in the fact that that's why Nev did not make my top five. So my number one is Jamie Lee Curtis
Oh,
because
nice.
I mean everything she did with Carpenter. I mean, you had The Fog, you had Halloween, you had Halloween 2, you had H2O, so on with the 2018 uh, ends and kills. You also had Prom Night, the original Prom Night. I fucking love that original Prom Night. Like Jamie Lee Curtis, her mom was the original Scream Queen, but god damn, Jamie Lee, she embodied the Scream Queen.
I
It's
I love it. I'm here for
yeah.
this. She was my number two, and I said similar statements. Like she just owned that, reinvented it. She's definitively amazing. Um, you know what's funny? It's not even it wasn't even her, but my dad when he was a little tiny kid. My grandparents were in the Bahamas, my pops, and they had a next door neighbor watch him for a minute while they had to go do something in the hotel they were staying in, and I don't know why I always mixed up Jamie Lee Curtis with Carol Burnett when I was a little kid, because Carol Burnett watched my dad for a minute, and for the rest of my life, I was like, until I was later, my grandma checked me. I was like, no, it was Jamie Lee Curtis, and she's like, no, it was Carol Burnett. I'm like, oh,
There's our top five. Like I think that's actually two completely different lists. We didn't have anything that was the same except for our Jamie Lee Curtis.
yeah, which is great. And like I said, it's subjective, it's opinionated. So, everyone out there is probably going to have a different top five list for themselves and who they value as that person. But you know what? You know what's funny? I almost made an alternate list just to have fun. I have a sickness when I watch movies, whether they're comedies, horror, whatever the movie. If a guy does a high pitched, abrupt, obnoxious scream, I will laugh until I cry just because I love those sick, desperate laughs and or screams, should I say? But yeah, I could have made a whole list based on that too.
Jensen Ackles would have made that list.
Oh my god, yeah, dude. I'm just gonna. I'm not gonna reenact it, but pudding. It's not even. Sorry.
The
We're
episode
spiraling.
the episode where he gets cursed or whatever, and he's scared of everything, and the cat jumps out, and out of nowhere he screams like a girl. He's like, "Oh, that was scary."
The dude with the big hair. Was it Hal in Home Alone when the
hmm
tarantula is on his face? That's like one of the most untouchable best. I laugh so hard every single time I see that. All right, honorable mentions.
Honorable mentions. So
All right.
we've already mentioned quite a few of our honorable mentions, and I've still got more. I'm gonna go ahead and jump off because I know there's people fucking yelling at us right now why
Oh,
this person
absolutely.
is not in my top five. I will say this person was in my top five, and I only took her out to put Jennifer Tilly in. And anybody who knows me understands why I put Jennifer Tilly on my top five over this person. However, she was my number five, and I bumped her to my number six, Barbara Crampton.
Okay.
And I know most horror people are yelling at us for not having her in our top five. Well, here she is. She was my number six. Barbara Crampton, Reanimator, From Beyond, um, Chopping Mall, Castle Freak. I mean, such Puppet Master. I mean, so iconic movies. She's been in all these fucking films, and she's a gorgeous woman, and she is the embodiment of a scream queen. Barbara Crampton.
I'm gonna go with my first of many. I'll just say two names together because these two kind of in the same ballpark for me. Sarah Michelle Gellar and Nev Campbell.
Mm-hmm. And Nev was. I just talked about Nev, but Sarah did not make my top because I was never a fan of. I Know What You Did Last Summer. So
Well, and Buffy.
she's in Buffy, but I prefer Christy Swanson's Buffy.
Well, that's a movie versus series. I get it.
Yeah.
Christy Swanson was pretty cool, and Paul Rubens. That whole, I mean, that was a great
Gr-
movie for sure.
Greatest death scene on film.
Ooh, ah.
Ah. um. Okay, so I have Karen Black. And if you don't know Karen Black, she was in horror films all through the 70s, 80s. Um, she's in Trilogy of Terror. She's in a lot of the Rob Zombie stuff, House of Thousand Corpses, Devil's Rejects, um, Invaders from Mars. I mean, Karen Black. She's in one of the few Children of the Corn films I really like too. I think it was part 4. Like she's tons of stuff. Karen Black is iconic too.
Did you say House of Thousand Corpses?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, yeah, I remember that was a good moment for her.
Yeah, she's in
All right,
House. She's in that, and I think she's in Devil's Rejects.
my next, I'm gonna go with. So I've got two more older ones than new schools. I'm gonna go with Lynn Shay. For those of you who don't know, Nightmare on Elm Street, Critters, Insidious franchise, Tales of Halloween, The Grudge, and of course the Dumpster Diver in Chillerama. So she's been in so many great and amazing things, and I feel like she definitely was owed. I almost put her at number 5, but Janet had to take precedence. So
Also on my honorable mentions, Shawnee Smith. None of us
wow,
mentioned her, Shawnee. Shawnee, I mean, the Blob remake, which is my favorite remake, outside of the Thing, But Shawnee was in the Blob. What she did in the Saw series, I mean, Shawnee Smith in the Saw series was she kind of become iconic too, within the horror genre, So I think I think Shawnee always has to be an honorable mention.
I feel like you just did it again, JP. I feel like we might have to do a remakes top 5. Only
We
because
we did a remake top 5 and you didn't make it to it. And me and Rick did it.
oh damn it!
It
All
was
right,
one. It
that's
was one.
fair.
It was
I
one
do.
day. It was one day that you got stuck at work and Rick was already down, and so we filmed without you. So we did do a remake
I do
episode.
remember that now. Well, I'm
But
gonna just
we
say what.
can do a revisit with you though.
Well, no, I'll just say it right now. So you already said the Blob's yours. My favorite remake is definitely Night of the Living Dead. I love the remake of Night of the Living Dead. So that's
Well,
that's.
my favorite remake is The Thing. Uh, but if you disregard The Thing as a remake, then The Blob is my favorite remake.
I don't really see that as a remake, but I understand why. So, but yeah. So, and the Blob is solid too. You know what I found out recently too? Say, speaking of that, my wife has not seen that, so I'm making her watch the Blob.
Oh,
Yeah.
that 87 Blob is so good.
Oh, for sure. And that's when she said that I go, "What?" And so we're definitely watching it.
And again, and I know I mentioned this as a recommendation a couple weeks ago. If you like that 87 Blob, you got to watch Ick with Brandon Routh because it is very much a modern day version of that 87 Blob meets the faculty.
Am I up?
Uh,
Oh, you said Johnny Smith. I'm up.
yep.
Let's see. Who am I gonna go to next? Let's go. So these ones I kind of put Nev and Sarah together. I'm gonna put these two together for me too because I do feel they are some of the modern and current women leading the Scream Queens currently. So Samara Weaving and Anya Taylor Joy. I think they're kind of both in that same ballpark for me, and they both have done so many solid roles where they're in uh, crazy situations that you wouldn't expect, and they come out on top, and they're just, I don't know, there's something powerful in their roles, and they play them, and they're believable, and they pull you in like they should. So I'm here for those two.
And Anna was definitely in my honorable mentions. Just like I said, Nev Campbell was, Linda Blair was. I've actually only got one more honorable mention, and she's also a newer one, Catherine Newton. And she doesn't have a lot, but the ones that she's done are damn good with Abigail, Lisa Frankenstein, Freaky. These films are so good, and she's great in these films. And she was in Supernatural for multiple episodes, and She was originally going to be in, I believe, the spinoff that didn't get picked up, the Wayward Sisters spinoff of Supernatural. She's kind of great for a modern day. Now, we'll see if she keeps going doing a more horror, but she's definitely worth the honorable mention.
So my I'm just gonna kind of roll down because I got a few, and I don't want to drag this out too long. But I'm gonna go Claire Higgins, who was Julia in Hellraiser. She was amazing. I loved her. Emma Roberts is another one. I always butcher.
I actually almost had Emma Roberts in my honorable mentions, and I took her out for some reason. I don't know why, because she's great.
Yeah, she is. Her American Horror Story roles and The Hunt, like, oh, there's so many good movies she's done where she's just believable, and as we've stated, I'm here for that. Um, but I always butcher this name, but punk rock girl in Return of the Living Dead, Linnea Quigley.
Yeah.
I think she's deserving of some light here, if you will. And then let's see. I think no, that's it. That's my list. What you got? What else you got?
That was my last one. So yeah,
All
we're
right,
good.
cool.
You got any film recommendations before we get off here?
Oh boy. If I'm gonna be honest, I'm just gonna recommend that everyone check out my 1 minute reviews again. And I don't mean to beat that with a dead horse, but I spent a lot of time and effort in these things between making the videos and then 2 hours a day with a movie every single day being committed to it. So that's where I'm at, and all my recommendations are there.
And I have talked about doing those as well. And for months now, I have actually talked about doing what you're doing, and I've been so busy with work and just everything, and then editing this podcast. Like when we do the multi angle in studio, it takes me a lot. Each episode literally takes me a full day, pretty much.
I've
And
said it I've said it before, JP, but I want everyone to know this again. I am not the tech brains behind this. I just come up with cool ideas, and JP edits and does all the magic. He is the man behind the curtain. So bravo to JP.
but that being said, that's why I've not done any of those. And I'll be honest with you, I'd actually the past week since you've been doing, I was like, I have really got to do this. And however, I have quit smoking again. And saying that, this time has been hard because last time I was vaping still. I've not been vaping, and I have been doing the the Zens, the salt pack, the nicotine salt packs. So I'm not smoking at all. And like this whole week, and I'm actually just now starting to feel human. Like I was in pain, like where I guess scar tissue has been trying to heal in my lungs and shit. Like I have been down like all week. I have been in a lot of pain, and I had literally between work and getting home, I've looked at my computer and said, no, I can't physically get up and do this. But I am going to start doing these. I'm not going to do a 31 days of Halloween, but I am going to start doing some quick 1.5 minute film reviews.
I'm going to stick to the 1 minute review side of things, but I think it'll help get some more things out there and help us keep spreading that word too. So
Yeah.
yeah, and the more we can do, the better.
And I've noticed since you've been doing, I've been putting them on YouTube. We've been getting a little more traffic on YouTube, so that's just more reason for me to hop in and actually do what I've been wanting to do for a while. That being said, my film recommendation, I watched this the other day. It's not over the top great, but I actually had a lot of fun watching this. If you can get past probably the first 15 minutes of this film, because the first 15 minutes of this film is a fucking bog. It bogs down so bad. But after that, the movie gets really fucking cool. Christmas Bloody Christmas. Have you seen this one yet?
I have not.
It is a Christmas horror film with a robotic Santa Claus that goes haywire and goes on a killing spree. And it chases this one female main girl through the whole film, to the point it actually almost feels like if you ever watched the original Class of 1999,
Hold
it
on.
almost
Oh, sorry. So is there a house and a mom and a daughter in this?
no,
No. Okay.
no.
All right.
So if you ever seen the film Class of 1999, like the whole ending of Class of 1999 with the cyborgs going on a killing spree, it's kind of like that meets Terminator, with robotic Santa Claus with a lot of really cool kills and gore. Like it actually, if you can get past the first 15 minutes of this film, it gets fun. This film gets really fucking fun. So check it. I think it's on Shutter now, or it's on something now. Christmas Bloody Christmas.
When I don't have the Halloween movies going, I am watching. I'm going to bring this up because we got a lot of traction in the chat. A couple times we discussed anime, but I've been rewatching Bleach. I love Bleach, so there you go. That's a recommendation if you're an anime fan. And all episodes are on Hulu, dubbed and original versions.
Well,
Um,
you've seen my Renji sword from Bleach, haven't you?
no,
I used to have it on the wall in my entertainment room, hanging on the wall. It's a legit like metal steel Renji sword.
oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I'll
No, I
show it
don't.
to you. I'll show it to you next time you come down. It's
I think I've got a lot of old school favorites, but like modern anime, I think Bleach is my favorite. So I've been going back down that rabbit hole. And yeah, so there's a recommendation.
uh, so CineNerdsPodcast.com. Please go share this with your friends. Invite your friends to our Facebook. You can go to the letterbox. Check out the 1 minute reviews. We've already been talking about that. That's on.
JP, you beat him up in the beginning of this already.
Yeah. So, but yeah, there it is. And there's also a shop there.
Okay, I gotta. This is a really comfortable hoodie. I gotta admit. So I'm here for that.
All righty. Well, till next week. Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.